He is very impressive.
Yeah,
He might actually. He might have only had one MV top 8. He's got 2 more MV top 8s.
What, when we played? When we played, he had 2.
No, right?
Didn't he?
Because he's top 8 of the last 3, and I didn't play in the last one, which he top 8'd. And the one before that was the last one I played, and I couldn't have queued for that one unless I had top 8'd.
Okay, maybe.
Yeah, I'm a genius. I remember because, I remember that day well. It was
turn off this Twitch
me
Rivals bullshit.
and a handful
Did
of
you tweet out we're
Jessups.
going live, or should I tweet out?
You can tweet out that we're going live. I put up like 10 minutes ago that we were about to get started. So, yep, first gen. Get it
First gen?
Get it first
Gen?
gen. Get it first gen.
No, Tannen.
No,
It's a terrible joke.
You're a terrible joke.
I
Just
am.
like your magic career.
Someone could say I'm practically a circus ringleader.
Tannen.
I'm sorry.
Tannen's just
sorry.
mad because I have twice as many Grand Prix top 8s as him.
You have 2?
I do have 2. One in this century and one in the other century.
I do not have one in this century.
Yeah. You watched. Sorry, did someone say something?
Holy shit! I never thought about it that way, but I literally I top 8'd a Grand Prix last century. I top 8'd a Grand Prix over a decade ago.
Is it century? I don't actually know. I was just saying
It's decade.
Probably
it's
wrong.
decade, not century. Dumbass.
Yeah, last decade.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's why I said it. I knew it wasn't 100% right, and it would be funnier if I didn't know.
What's up, Vince?
Yep. Dude,
Oh no!
who's this called?
Un memento.
Oh, no. What's up, Vince?
Yo, turn your shit on silent.
Unreal.
Unreal.
Even mine's on silent. Like,
Mine's literally on silent and on something that it doesn't make noise if it buzzes. You know what I mean? Like, not a hard surface.
It won't make noise if it's on silent, Tannen.
Mine is always on vibrate, though. You can have vibrate while it's on silent.
Vibrate. I'll vibrate you. Got him. Yeah, obviously, Caleb is just insane in Magic. He's just always been very good. He's just like...
Yeah, they literally messaged Caleb and they were like, hey, do you want to stream under our banner for a couple days? We'll give you $3,000. Oh, you just have to play a couple matches. And that's pretty much what it was.
For one day.
Yeah.
Yeah. 3K for a day is pretty nice. I shared it on Facebook too if you guys want to retweet and shit.
Grinders Cast MTG.
Grind is cast.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of Grinders Casting.
Oh, who's doing the intro?
Tanning
I got it.
and Rudy
No,
Bazaar.
Tana just wants to do the intro.
I just want to keep y'all from doing it because you're terrible.
Wow, that is the
That's just not even
thing
remotely
that
true. In
you have
fact,
ever said.
last week you literally said, "Brad, you did a great job."
That's
Yeah,
just-
unless you're saying you're a liar, Tannen. And at which point, I don't even know what to believe anymore. I don't even know your name's really Tannen. For all I know, it could be Brett.
To be fair, Tannen does sound like a very made-up name. Holy shit!
Like, if I was making one up, it would definitely be Tannen.
Can we, like, somebody like Tannen's almost like somebody like just like randomly like hit a keyboard and was like, Tannen's the closest thing I can come up with that like looks reasonable.
What if his name's Tanner and he just wanted to be different?
Oh, that's a good fucking point. Good point.
Can we have Brad to do the intro exactly like that tonight?
Brad
I like
has done
that idea.
the intro like that, I feel like, but we don't
I don't know
have
if I
it very
have.
often.
Oh shit! DJ's here too. What are you drinking, Rudy? Is that a Monster?
It's a Caldi coffee stout. It's really good.
Yo, that sounds delicious. I love stouts.
Yeah, me too. I like coffee and chocolate stouts a lot. This one's really good.
Damn, getting
It's
a little
a-
crunk
it's a
before the
local-
cast.
No.
We're gonna do a crunk cast.
No, this is December is a good month for alcohol for me.
Hey everybody, welcome to Crunkcast.
Extraordinarily
MTG. We got
high-powered.
Rudy Bazaar. He's a little blitzed over here. Pour one out for your homies.
On Rudy, on Blitzen. Get it?
No, explain
No.
it.
I see what he did there. That
Go
was
ahead,
a
Tannen,
Santa Claus joke.
explain that shit.
Tan's making Santa Claus jokes because his teammate is as old as Santa Claus. I'm talking about Jim. Jim is the one I was talking about. Tan is he's not having it. He's just giving this weird stare at the...
Tannen's so angry right now.
I'm not angry. I'm reading about the stuff that we're supposed to talk about tonight, so I actually know what we're talking about.
I like to just, fire from the cuff. I'm a professional.
It would be nice if what you actually did fire from the cuff, because normally when we go, hey, Brad, what do you think? You go, I like what Tannen said.
That's not even true. Yeah. Generally, you guys will be like, hey, what do you guys think is good in standard? And Brad, what do you think? And I'll be like, well, my pal Andrew is way smarter than me. So, and he's, a lot of times, like, I've actually had conversations with him, and he's like, do you just regurgitate the things I say to you to other people? And I'm like, shh, it's a secret. we were talking about modern, and he's like, these are the 3 best decks, and I was like, that's smart.
I have a question for you.
Who? Me?
Yes, you.
Sure.
I have a very important question for you. How do you feel about replacing Brad? That's the first question. This is 2 parts.
Yes.
Okay. Second question. How do you feel about replacing it with Andy J?
Andrew would never do a cast with you.
First off, Andrew would definitely do a cast with us, because
true.
Here's what would happen. I would be like, hey, we need somebody on the cast. Brad's just going to regurgitate everything you're saying anyway, so can we get you?
He's already on a popular podcast. He's on the MTG Brew Crew.
I've never even heard of that podcast.
Wow, that is just rude. It's him and a couple of his friends from New York.
Fake news.
I'm not saying that.
I even guest starred on it.
Wow, they're desperate.
Wow. Well, no, I was in the other room and they were debating candies and stuff. So Gary had me come in there and we were discussing the 3 worst candies.
What were your 3?
I think black licorice is like pretty bad.
Terrible.
I also think big red gum is like pretty bad.
Candy corn.
Candy corn kind of sucks, but I don't think it's like
real bad.
Bottom tier.
Candy corn's pretty bad.
How do you guys feel about orange Tic Tacs?
I think orange Tic Tacs are fine.
That's getting a little.
I think Take 5 is exceptionally bad. I think Take 5 is one of the worst candy bars in the world.
Yeah, how do you feel about replacing Rudy with a clone of Tannen?
Ooh, that's a timeout. You know what? That's a timeout.
Listen, I don't know if we have enough time. They would never stop talking.
Oh, that's 100%
would never do anything.
Yeah.
He'd be like, yo, Tannen number 2, have you seen my dog? And he'd be like, Tannen number 1, have you seen my dog? And they'd be like, quick! And then they both pull out their phones and it's pictures of the exact same dog, and then they talk about it, and then the world implodes.
Listen, it would literally be like, it would be like this. Hey, Tannen, what do you think about Tron? Other Tannen, I love Tron. Let me tell you about how much I think Tron is well positioned. You know, Other Tannen, I was thinking about playing Bad Spirits, and then I remembered that card is just a fucked up Magic card. All right.
Oh, did you actually look to see who the 2 people who declined were? Like, is it actually Beckstrom?
It's definitely Beckstrom. It's
100% Beckstrom.
I'm pretty sure the other person.
Did he say why he declined?
Yeah, because of work.
Yeah,
because he'd much rather like stick with his job, which I'm pretty sure LSV is the other person. I think he was the top 32.
Well, if we just look at the top 100 standings or whatever, right?
BK and an APAC player. Oh, it might have been an APAC player. It was definitely BK though. My guess was.
Wait.
But
Oh god, no! I did top 100 Magic the Gathering cards.
Where be your sub badge? I need to work on that.
You should just get a picture of Benny to be your sub badge.
You should. That's a good one.
I already know what the sub badge is going to be.
You're welcome.
Hey, Tan, can you send me a picture of Benny? I'm going to make it my sub badge.
No.
Benny is so much better of a sub badge than D.
They'll be like, "What's that?" And then I'll be like, "That's Tana's dog."
the Tanner Grace's dog. I stole his email account, and then I stole his dog.
He steals Andy J's thoughts. He steals your email account, and now he's stealing your dog.
Yeah. Yo, even Jim got his new. Where did the new pictures from SCG? Jim has.
They
his.
only do top.
I had to message SCG to get them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I can.
Yeah, all these people are Yeah, Beckstrom is on here. I don't think Luis was on here.
Then who else was on there?
Oh, is Ken Yukihiro in the?
Oh, no, then it might have been Ken.
Yeah, because he's the only person I'm looking at in this top 24 list. That just didn't get the thing. I don't know about Marcio. Is he on it?
Yeah, Marcio did.
Yeah, Kenny Y is the only way I see.
Which can we talk about Marcio? I don't know if we want to talk about him on the cast, but can we talk about him for a second? Like, I know he has like a major history of, like shadiness,
cheating,
or whatever.
Of cheating. I think the word you're looking for. The synonym for that is cheating, Rudy.
Yes. Well, in addition to the
riveting
the entire thing of the entire shadiness, I think he's been playing like extraordinarily clean, right? Like since then,
you would hope so.
Well, I mean,
it's Kevin Chu and BK. Those are the people that turned it down.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, didn't Chu say that he was going to quit this year anyway? Yeah,
it's Kelvin Chu and BK.
Yeah, didn't Chu say he was going to quit this year anyway or something like that?
No, it's definitely Kelvin. I remember now that I'm thinking about it, there was a tweet from Kelvin how he said how he has like family obligations and he has a physical card store. Or I was talking to Tannen about this. Tannen, do you remember?
Then why didn't you respond to my question, Rudy?
Because I forgot. Because I have a small brain.
Well, I understand that. I assume once I hit the ripe old age of 28, I'll just start forgetting everything.
Are you not 28 yet?
No, I'm a wee lad. I'm 14.
Oh, how are you not 28 yet? You're killing me.
What do you mean?
I'm dying. I'm old.
And Tannen's 45. Jim's 90.
Oh, wait. Hold on one second. I want to check something. Is there a Star City on my birthday? Because there usually is.
All right, it said Kevin Chu. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've had a tournament on my birthday the last 3 years in a row.
There is. It's Richmond and it's Team Constructed.
Answer some questions.
All right, I have a question. For my birthday, for Team Constructed, can the three of us play? It's Richmond.
What? Sorry?
Is that a thing we can do? My birthday is Richmond weekend. It's a team open.
I can't guarantee anything like that because the moment Brandon comes back, I'm teaming with him. So.
Wow. You know what? I'm teaming with Brandon DiCaprio.
You can always have Brennan.
You know what? I'm shotgunning Brennan first.
All right, maybe I'll ask Brendan if he wants to team with me for my birthday. Just shut Tannen out.
Rudy, you're not invited.
Wow, rude.
It's fine. I don't even want Brandon. Okay, I got the best team on the SCG tour. I got Andrew, Invitational Champion Jessup.
They're not gonna,
AKA El Wiffle Ball Nino, and then we have Benjamin Cowboy Hat wearing Friedman.
Anyway, Richmond is my birthday, so if you guys are not totally locked into Brennan,
I'd be down.
And whoever, I would like to team with both of you.
Yeah, I'd be down.
That would be a great
Brett,
gift.
We could wear our jerseys.
I will say yes, but I don't know if I'm in the thick of it, with this players' championship on the line. might be in the market for some strong shoulders. And you guys have been working out. You guys got some strong shoulders there.
I think the three of us could top it. Tana would play Legacy. Brad.
I don't doubt that we could top it, but there are you ever see a team and you go, wow, two of those people are insane. They're like a lock to top 8 no matter what idiots on their team. Well, listen, that's what I want my team to be.
With Tannen on the team, we're locked for top 8. With me on the team, we're gonna win. So
I don't know if you could override the curse though.
I think I can.
I don't know if you can.
I just win in top 8s. I don't know what you want. I have one of the highest.
You and I will fly to Louisiana and we will drive with Tannen to Richmond.
Is it like an hour away from you, and you're like, fuck it, fly across the country, then drive across the country, drive again?
For you, Tannen, we'll do that. We'll do that. We'll drive together, the three of us. Between you and I driving, someone will win.
I hate to piss everybody off about the next team open, but I'm pretty sure I'm driving to Columbus. And Jody, Keith, and Tom Ross are in the car with me, so...
Who's their squad? Who's their third?
I think Jody's playing with two people, two friends of his, because I think they're all playing a crazy deck.
Oh, they're all playing. Oh yeah, he's playing with Susurrus. He's playing the Mono Blue Prison deck.
Yeah.
Is he really playing? Jesus, that team's 0-6.
Yeah, that team's already priced out. Who next? Let's talk about Tom.
Yeah, they're all playing Salt 6. All right. Look, Boston T's in here can confirm, and I don't know who Tom's playing with yet. I think he was still figuring that out. So, are we good to go? I think we can.
I'm ready to start whenever you guys are.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll wait. Who's doing the intro? Are we locking it on Tannen, or are we gonna?
I don't care. I don't care. Whoever wants.
You can have it. It's fine.
All
Oh wait. Okay, we wrote everything in here. Non-unified monitor.
I've been doing this for the last 2 months, Brad.
What?
Writing it. What do you mean?
Oh yeah. I was just checking. Sorry.
Can you shut up and do the show?
Wow.
Okay. I'm gonna start. Hold on 1 second. Let me share that we're recording in our Discord, which, by the way, everyone in chat should join. All right. I will start recording in 5, 4, 3.
Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Grinders Podcast. I'm Tannen Grace, and as always, I'm joined by the lovely and just happy that it's the holidays, Rudy Brixa and Brad Carpenter.
Yep, holidays. I love the holidays. I don't know why you would say such a thing, Tannen. Obviously, I'm a major fan of Christmas. Everything about me just screams, Christmas. I don't know if you saw this, but after I got a haircut and a trim, tweeted out a picture of me. I was very happy. You could actually see.
You were not smiling in this picture.
You look like a murderer. Just so everyone knows.
That's so rude. What do you mean? How do you know what a murderer looks like?
Safety.
Will's fine. He'll be all right.
We'll give some candy, make sure that he stays happy. He just leaves Will alone.
Will just comes home every day from work. He's like, "Hey Rudy, how's it going? You want a Snickers?" And Rudy's like, "Oh, Snickers, yeah, I'll take one." He's like, "All right, here you go, champ." And he gives him the Snickers. He's like, "Don't kill me."
Dude, my favorite candy. All right, what's your favorite candy? I think my favorite candy is just gummies, just in general.
Gross.
Gummies.
That's disgusting.
What's yours?
I don't like Jello. Hold on.
Licorice?
I don't like Jello or
Jello?
gummy. I don't like. I can't. I actually can't have Jello. If I put Jello into my mouth, I physically start to gag. My body will not let me have it. And then
that's kind of weird.
I don't like that texture at all. Same thing with gummies. I can't stand it. Amber from our Discord gave me a bag of chocolate covered gummies at SCG Con, and I was trying to be nice. I was like, yeah, I'll try them later. I didn't want to tell her, oh, I just can't have these or whatever. And somebody found out about it during my stream. She was asking about it, and so people started subbing to my stream to make me eat a gummy on air. And so I ate a gummy on air, and you could see it in my face that I was just not happy. I was not enjoying it. Favorite candy? I don't know. I'm not a big candy guy. I guess if I had a candy bar, if I had to just choose maybe something like Almond Joy, I like that kind of thing or whatever. But honestly, I just like cookies and stuff. Sure. And I like
really the candy.
Yeah, the more complicated the better. Like chocolate with some kind of walnut or something in there too. Not just plain.
I do love chocolate chip walnut cookies.
Something along those lines. Since we travel a lot, what's it? DoubleTree? Have you ever stayed at a DoubleTree?
Yeah.
Their cookies that they have there are my jam. That's my shit. I will go out of my way to go to a DoubleTree and get a cookie. Brad, what about you? Favorite candy?
I don't actually know what my favorite candy is. I really like Kit Kats. They're pretty delicious.
Kit Kat's fine.
Maybe peanut M&Ms. Peanut M&Ms. I like those.
No. Peanut butter M&Ms.
M&Ms with pretzels within are probably top, one of my favorite things. Dude,
I don't like pretzels either.
Hold on. Hold on 1 second. We need to go back to this. It's really interesting that Tannen says that he doesn't like Jello because you think at his age he can't really eat anything else.
Right. When I take my dentures out, Jello is just the easiest thing to eat, right? Yeah. I mean, it just makes sense.
I had to go back and get that one, but yeah,
that's a good
peanut
one.
butter M&Ms are great. Pretzel M&Ms suck. I'm sorry, peanut M&Ms suck.
Wow, pretzel M&Ms. That's just.
I mean, maybe they're good to you, and I apologize because that sucks for you. But there are better candies, better version of M&Ms out there. I have a question for you guys. Have you guys been watching Teen Titans? It's almost over.
Teen Titans or the show Titans?
The show Titans.
I haven't yet, so don't say anything. I'm trying to watch the whole show.
Okay,
I think I'm on episode 7 or whatever.
Yeah, I actually am too, Brad. We should watch an episode together later. But I've been loving Titans. Titans has been unreal good.
I think I'm gonna watch the whole show on the way up to Columbus. Like,
It's almost done. This Friday is episode 12, which is the final episode in the season. And I know a lot of people are very skeptical of Titans, and obviously since we like to talk about superhero shows on this cast, I think it's important to talk about Titans. Titans is fucking great. You thought Daredevil was good? I think this is like not as good as Daredevil, but it's like breaching that territory.
all right, the show's probably terrible. Now that
I
he's
don't think it's
saying,
as good as Daredevil. He's being
I didn't
ridiculous.
say it was good as Daredevil. I just said it's breaching that territory.
It's not breaching that territory.
Yes,
You're
it is.
ludicrous.
The
I
show
think
is
it's
great.
fine. I think
You're
it's
stupid.
okay.
stop
It's
telling
not
me it's
insane.
great. Stop. I'll watch the show and I'll let you know if I liked it or not.
He'll be the deciding factor.
Yeah, I don't want you to
give it
tell
like
me
a
the
solid,
show.
like, 6 or
Tannen
7.
hates everything. That doesn't
No,
count.
that's not
It's
true at
not
all.
true. Tannen loves his dog.
I love my dog a lot.
Tannen's like a Star Wars episode 2 was great kind of guy. That's who Tannen is.
No,
Yeah.
actually, the first time I saw it, I hated it, and the second time I saw it, I liked it a lot more. So I'm not sure, but the first time I saw it, I like legit did not like it.
Wait, the
See?
second one? The second one sucked.
Yeah,
so
the
bad.
Last Jedi or whatever. Is that what you're talking about?
No,
The actual
no.
episode.
Oh,
two.
actual episode
Episode two.
2? Yeah, the prequels were
Attack of the
trash.
Clones.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
prequels
yeah,
are trash.
I was talking about Attack.
The third
of
one was fine.
Episode 2.
Yeah. I don't know, Brad. I have the high ground in this conversation. I don't know.
The third one was actually good. I thought it was fine.
Oh, all right.
Some of the stuff was
That's
a little
fine.
weird.
So,
Anyway,
so
what-
I would recommend that if you haven't watched Titans yet, give it a chance. I thought the show was pretty well done so far. I'm only halfway through. I'm on episode like 6 or 7. I've really enjoyed the journey so far, and I've been kind of enthralled in the story. It's pretty dark, in a lot of different spots that maybe it could be a little bit lighter, but obviously it's more geared towards being a dark show, which is fine. It's very clear about that's what it is from the beginning. But I've pretty much enjoyed it so far, and I'm really happy to keep watching it. I'm really excited to keep watching it, and I can't wait to see whatever the next season's bring to. As long as I like the finale as
canceled.
well. Yeah, probably move over to the Disney streaming service, just like everything else. Actually, interesting story. I don't know if you both knew this. All of the Netflix shows have a 2-year clause, so they can't appear in anything for like 2 years.
Yeah, I'm sure if they really wanted, they could get around it. They could probably just like pay Netflix or something. But yeah, I've heard about that too. Speaking
Wait,
of,
so
kind of
the
disappointing.
character can't, or they
just can't do the show. Like the rights of the show haven't gone to anybody.
Yeah.
They still have the rights.
They can't do Daredevil. They can't do Jessica Jones. They can't do Luke Cage, and they can't do Iron Fist for at least 2 years unless they pay out of the ass for a contract.
I mean, it's Disney. They have more money than
Yeah.
anyone.
Yeah, it's Disney. So, speaking of new shows, did anybody watch Twitch Rivals today?
That's not a show, Tannen. Don't be ridiculous.
It's also not a show. Yeah, that's
Come on, man.
you're
It's called a
just being
segue.
ridiculous.
Come on.
Yeah, that was.
This is
yeah,
not even
that
a
was
good
a.
segue,
that was
I'm an
a
old man. I
segue.
drive a Segway around and I don't have teeth. We've already confirmed all this. Like, I'm on my little scooter.
You know what would have been a good segue? You would have been like, speaking of new and exciting things, has anyone seen Twitch Rivals? See, that would have been a good
That's not. Stop. All right. Anyway.
Or speaking of great viewing material, has anyone checked out Twitch Rivals?
one. Wow, that's 2 better ones than what you came up with, Tannen.
You're fired.
And Brad doesn't even talk.
It's true.
All right.
practically
Anyway,
mute.
did you guys watch some? Yeah, practically. Did you guys watch the show today at all? Because I watched it.
Yes.
I watched it a decent bit myself.
Well, I didn't watch a lot of it. I had training today for a job, so I wasn't able to watch a lot of it today. But I watched it as soon as I got home, and I was actually really impressed.
Yeah, I think the production value was great for a show that, I mean, this was put together pretty quickly. They probably haven't had like months and months of this getting together. I think the player base is pretty sweet and cool and interactive because it's a lot of top streamers on Twitch, not necessarily top Magic streamers, but streamers. I know a lot of people are going to hate on that about like the Hearthstone people getting involved, et cetera, but this was actually not done by Wizards. This was not done by WotC. This was made completely by Twitch, and they're like, that says a lot. I think it's a point that a lot of people are missing, the fact that a company that is not involved with Magic is pushing Magic as a product on Twitch. And that is a big deal that they chose Magic as like for the show for Twitch Rivals, because they only like shows that would get chosen for this are shows like Hearthstone, or games that get like Hearthstone, games like Overwatch, like games that have a bigger fan base than we're used to seeing in Magic. It started today in the middle of the day on a Tuesday, right? Because it's Tuesday, not Monday. I thought it was Monday for a second because we're recording. And they had, between the main channel and then all the people streaming it, over 30,000 people watching Magic during the day today. I don't know if you guys keep up with the numbers on Magic on Twitch, but that is insanely high.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been floating around like I think 15K, which like before we used to see like 5K to 8K being the top end, and now it's like 15 to whatever, and now just seeing 30K is just amazing.
Yeah, it was like
so
on
many
the
more eyes.
It was on the top level of like it was like one of the top 5-6 games for a while today.
This definitely has to be a product of Arena too. Like
absolutely,
Arena has really gotten a lot of new eyes that we've never seen before. People are now interested in tuning in because it's certainly a lot easier to digest, and that's something that should be said. Arena makes Magic a lot easier to digest. One of the things that we've talked about before, on some of our coverage episodes, something we've just discussed in general, is how Magic Online, well, obviously a problematic program, was all we had, it was the best we had, and it was reasonably okay, but was not great to look at. And Arena, kind of really steals that Hearthstone model, and let's not lie here, it literally is Magic that looks like Hearthstone, now it's really pretty and really nice to look at.
Yeah, no, I mean, I gave Arena a lot of crap when it first came out, and I thought this is just stupid. It's just cool looking Magic, and like doesn't necessarily. It's more for like aesthetic than like actual functionality. But yeah, I mean, I love it. Like I'm actually like I've been playing it, and I'll float back and forth between that and MTGO. And I'm just like trying to drag my cards into MTGO, and I'm like, this is stupid. I just want to drag my cards into play. This is so slow.
Why isn't my mana tapping for itself? I have to click on these damn lands. This sucks. Like,
yeah. But yeah, overall, slam dunk.
It definitely takes a little bit to get used to.
Mm-hmm. We saw that problem with a few of the people today. I know like Yoel Larson and a couple other people who didn't have a ton of experience in Arena actually like messed up today while they were playing, and he said, like, oh, I misclicked really bad in a match or something like that. So stuff like that happened. If you didn't know that this is going on today, there wasn't like a huge push as well. It kind of felt like a WotC run program because we didn't really know about it until like the day before or whatever. But I think that's more of a product of it coming together kind of quickly for Twitch. This isn't something that we knew about. Oh, there's going to be a World Championships in this year, but we're not going to talk about it ever. You're just going to have to guess when it is, kind of thing. But if you watch some of the coverage, they had a main channel that they were broadcasting from. They were like hopping back and forth between games. Let's not talk about like there was like a small problem people were talking about because there's no best of 3 way to play challenge in the client. So when players would play each other, they would challenge, and then they'd have to keep challenging each other after changing their deck in their like deck editor, like so sideboarding using quotations here. And then they'd have to keep challenging and conceding until the right person was on the player draw, which is fine. Like, like we have to go through some hoops just because that hasn't been built into the client yet. There's a reason it's still a beta or whatever. But the people actually doing coverage today for it was pretty great. I'm not highly known on the Asian Avenger. This is like actually the first time I've ever heard of the person, but I was pretty impressed with what was going on today. Knowledge of the game, super energetic. 2 things I 100% look for in a cast, and he played off well with his other co-casters. Besides that, you had Matthias Hunt, huge veteran of casting Magic, right? One of the mainstays on the SCG tour the last 6 years. It feels like, I think something like 4 to 6 years for Matthias.
It's definitely been a while.
It's been a while.
He was there 2014, I think.
Yeah, so it's like 4 or 5 years, and he's going to be there next year as well, so into the 2019. And then the last one is actually a close personal friend of mine. Someone that I've actually done a lot of casting with myself. He was my co-caster on HPL when I did a lot of like Hearthstone casting. Nathan Zamora, aka That's Admirable. And I was unbelievably excited when I heard that he was doing this, because if you've never experienced That's Admirable doing like casting for a game, he is an experience in and of himself. He brings an amazing amount of energy, intelligence, and just like know-how to the broadcast. He's very energetic, very funny, very enthralling. Like he kind of brings you in, kind of thing. And I actually think he's like one of just the best casters in all of esports, just overall. I think the guy is amazing. He's insanely good at the games that he plays as well. And I'm actually just a fan as well. And I got to see him do a little bit of work today. And I got to see him cast Magic. And I actually talked to him about it yesterday or the day before. He had to do something like 28 hours of straight travel to do this, because I think he was coming from like another event to come to this one. And he's like, yeah, I haven't slept in forever, but he was super excited about it. And hearing someone talk that way, like about an event they're doing the next day on Twitch, like, hey, I'm casting this event, and he's seeing how excited they were, it got me excited. You know, because he was like, this has been the plan all along. This is where I've wanted to be all along, is casting Magic, because it's still the best game. Because, you know, he's known for doing Hearthstone casting. I mean, I'm looking at his Twitter right now. He's got something like, he's got 13,000 followers, right? For mostly Hearthstone. Like, you know, he's known for that. And he does all their biggest events. And if, you know, we start having people like him doing Magic as well, you're gonna shift a lot of eyeballs from the other games. So all this is just great. And I'm super excited. I don't know if you guys got to like listen to the cast today, but I don't know what you guys thought, but how was it for y'all?
I thought it was great. The synergy between him and Matthias, I thought was awesome. Like their combo was great. I was super entertained, and like it was like engaging. Like I don't know, their synergy was awesome. So, Rudy.
So the Asian Avenger has been streaming Arena for quite some time. So that's really where he comes from. I haven't really seen his stream, so I can't personally say, you know, how I feel about it, but I know Thundermo, who's someone that we've talked about on the cast before, is a big fan of Asian Avenger. Talks to him a lot. They're really good friends, and, you know, always says go watch him. So I have to assume that, you know, he's reasonably, because Thundermo doesn't really go out of his way to say, hey, go watch somebody. So I have to assume that that's pretty good. Matthias was interesting. I don't know. I was watching the chat for a little bit, and Frodan actually said that he was involved with hiring the commentators. So it's like kind of interesting that, you know, he got, you know, Matthias and, you know, brought him over and then got, you know, that's admirable. And I'm pretty sure Frodan is pretty well known in the Hearthstone community.
He
can confirm that.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that's where that's admiral came from. You know, if he knows Nathan Zamora, he knows he has a Magic background, so that had to be, you know, one of the reasons that he got grabbed and pulled in. But no, the commentary was kind of fine. It was kind of interesting. I was, you know, very engaged. One of the big differences that I noticed between the Twitch Rivals commentary and normal Magic commentary is, you know, something that Tannen actually pointed out before, is the level of excitement. And it's not really something that we get a lot in Magic, but here's the catch. If you ever want Magic to be an esport, and this is something that we've talked about before, there needs to be a level of excitement from the commentary team. Because if there's nothing there, it's hard to get people engaged. People can pick up, get excited, look, see what's going on, be like, oh, well, like for Tannen and Brad and I, sometimes we just, you know, call each other on Skype or Discord and we just watch GPs or Opens or Pro Tours, and we get excited on our own, you know, for plays that are happening, you know, and that we're talking amongst ourselves. But that's us. That's not your average viewership. And your average viewership needs that kind of excitement to help pull them in. You're not going to, you know, it's really easy to listen to someone go, and, you know, you can get drowned out pretty easily. But when someone's like, oh, look at this card! Ah! It's exciting. It, you know, draws you in. It pulls you in.
Now, I got to ask you, because was it more exciting for you? Because, like, for me, I think it was, like, more exciting than normal, because, A, it's new, and B, it's on Arena, which is, like, much faster paced, right? Like, things happen at a much faster clip than in Paper. You don't have as much time as people, like, tanking and stuff like that. The game is just moving at a much, like, crisper clip.
Yeah. No, yeah. That's definitely true, but, like, we've also seen it in Paper. You know, Riley Knight, for example, it's just always high energy.
Oh yeah,
always,
big fan.
Even when there's a lot of downtime. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Riley, but a reason that I'm a huge fan of Riley is because he's energy. He's a lot of energy. And even when there's downtime, and even when he's, you know, kind of like dipping down a little bit, because obviously being high energy all the time is just not possible, you know, especially over long days. Riley still manages to hold energy all the time. And I think that's, you know, a really important quality for a caster, and Riley has it. And it's really nice that the MTG Arena commentators that we have all had reasonably high energy. And obviously it's certainly a little bit easier with Arena, but it's something that we have to kind of develop between, you know, both sides in order to keep people interested, in order to keep people moving. Why would I, who's someone who only plays Arena, ever move to Paper when every time I look at Paper, it looks boring as shit?
No, you're 100% right. There. You're 100% right. And like, this makes me think of a few years ago when I was still living in Dallas and I was still doing the Hearthstone stuff. Natalie, my now wife, came over to where I was living at the time. And in the living room, we had like 2 big screens, right? And we would sit there and just like watch coverage and like play Hearthstone or do whatever during the weekend. And one of the days, I was like watching a Hearthstone tournament on one of the screens and a Magic tournament, like an SCG. Let's just say an SCG on the other one, right? And I just like kind of wanted to like run my own experiment. And I looked at Natalie and I was like, Natalie, if you had to watch one of these, because she was on her phone and stuff a lot, because she doesn't play the games very much. But I was just like, hey, if you had to watch one of these, which one would you watch? Like, which one's more entertaining for you with what's going on? And she watched for a few minutes and she's like, oh, I would just choose the Hearthstone one. And I was like, why? She's like, well, I don't know how to play either game, but while watching Hearthstone on stream, I can kind of tell what's going on. Like a card would literally like hit somebody in the face and like their life total would go down. And then when it gets to 0, they'd blow up or whatever. When like you're watching paper Magic on television, if you don't know how to play the game and you don't know how to play it at a high level and you don't recognize the cards right away, you have zero chance to understand at all what's going on. You have literal no idea what's going on. Now when you watch Arena, you kind of get that, right? Like the cards hit each other in the face, someone's head blows up or their little avatar blows up when they lose. When you cast a Carnage Tyrant, a dinosaur comes out of the screen and starts yelling at everybody and stuff. So you're like, whoa, that card's got to be good, right? These other cards did not have a big animation, and this card's got this big, huge animation. This dragon just like started breathing fire everywhere. Like that's probably a problematic card for the opponent. And little things like that go a long way on a broadcast to help people out and understanding what's going on, and then captivate the audience as well. And that's a big deal. Just those little things, like the aesthetically pleasing look of Arena, it's a lot smoother and a lot crisper and a lot quicker than ever paper is going to look. And honestly, it's going to be hard to go back watching like paper events if Arena events are still going on all the time and being broadcast more in the future. You're just going to like watch it, and you're generally going to get more bored because you're used to the faster pace now. Just kind of going back to what Brad says when he goes to Magic Online now, he's like, yo, like, why can't I just drag my card? It's the same kind of thing. So hopefully it doesn't just kill paper, but
yeah, I don't know. Like I really, really liked watching this one because you also have the advantage of, while there is a 5-minute delay, like think about like watching like a large like 5K or something, and you get to actually sit down like with for instance Caleb Durwards in this tournament, and he did pretty well.
He's
like,
crushing it.
You just get to hang out with Caleb while he's crushing everyone, and like it's not direct interaction, but like it's still there, and it's a much more like personal investment, right? Because you're actually like watching him play every single game of the tournament. And then if you want to watch the overarching tournament and see how everyone else is doing, it's cool. But like being able to also, hang out side by side with your favorite personality is an insane advantage, as opposed to watching two people on a screen shuffle cards for 45 minutes.
Hold on.
So
also, one more thing. How great is it going to be for both of you when they finally get the hand cam thing correct and you can just see both hands at the same time?
Oh yeah, obviously that I don't even think that's far away. I think
it's very easy to do.
I just don't think I just don't think people want to invest into it. So either just don't understand how, or they just don't spend a bunch of money.
No, they know how. It's how we did it. We did it in Hearthstone very easily. It's just like I don't think they had it ready for this, or the client is going to do it itself in spectator mode.
I meant hand cams and paper.
Oh, I don't think it's ever happening. I don't think that's ever happening.
Well, it does. Yeah. It does for Japanese coverage. I don't even know what to say there.
It's not. It's not
Japanese coverage. You get to see hand cams.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You see it on Japanese coverage, but you still haven't seen it on like the main coverage. Why? I don't think they're going to do it.
They probably just don't care to invest in it.
Yeah, I just don't think they want to invest into it. But it's such an insane idea. Like I just don't know. Like the amount of times that Japanese coverage gets turned on, I see so many tweets about, holy shit, I can't believe I can see their hands in graveyards in faces. This is just unreal. It's just so different from what I'm used to. It's just so much more. And that's just the way it should be. I just think Japanese coverage should just be the standard for how coverage works. And I hope that in the hopefully not too far future, like we're talking about like paper maybe falling behind to Arena, that might be one of the big reasons that it starts to fall behind, is just because I look at Arena and one of the things you're talking about is how clear it is, how concise it is, how things kind of blow up. And obviously we can't kind of, make things flashy in paper, but we can make everybody see everything. That is something that we have the tools to do, the ability to do. It's just, will people invest the capital into creating the coverage that we should have for paper. And we're in 2018. We're not in 2014 anymore. You know, we have the technology, we have the ability to do something. Yeah, it's a little more expensive, but when you're going to do things like, I'm going to make opens cost $60. And in order to make sure that you know what this is going for, we're going to add another set of commentators for every event. We're going to have time walk matches, time walk matches, so we have multiple feature matches, in an entire round, an entire tournament.
Mm-hmm.
If you're willing to invest if you're willing to invest all of this, then I feel like it's not that much of a step to also upgrade and add hand cams and graveyard cams. And I'm not saying that just for SCG Grand Prix, or I'm sorry, for Magic Fest. Sorry, I was trying to remember what it was, but yeah, it doesn't feel like it's that big of a step for Magic Fest. Like, players at home, when they're watching, they want to know what's going on. They want to see what's going on. People tune out simply because they're looking and they just can't see what's going on. And that is frustrating. You ever tune into, coverage and there's a massive glare?
Yeah, I was going to say, that's the main thing in chat, right? Glare.
Glare. I'm out. I don't even want to deal with this. If glare is something that they look at, and sometimes it's not even bad glare. Sometimes it's just a glare randomly on one of the cards on the far right. You're just oh, I can't see that card. This is annoying. I just don't want to deal with this. If you just add hand cams, it's the same kind of thing. People just can't see hands. They can't see, graveyard. The chat's always oh, what the heck does, this player have? What's going on? I just don't know, what about this play? What about this play? Same thing for commentary too. I don't know if either of you remember, but a really long time ago on one of our early episodes, we had Ryan Overturf join us for a moment. And one of the things that we talked to Ryan about was, how does coverage look for you? And one of the things that Ryan told us is, we have a screen in front of us. The screen is about as big as what you have at home. So they're really looking at the same information that we are at home. And if we can't see it, we can only assume, the commentators can only see so much extra, right? Mm. So if we just have access to hand cams and graveyard cams, commentary also will naturally improve from that. No longer, would a commentator... Why does a commentator have to strain their eyes the same way that we do at home? Nobody should have to strain. Just fucking take a look. Let's see what's in their graveyard. Let's see what's on their hand. Let's just take that and move forward.
So I kind of want to talk about that for a second because, I have firsthand experience of both.
Right.
So I'm excited about the future of Magic and coverage, whether it's, however it's paper or arena, once esports start getting involved, once esports money starts getting involved, because I really feel that some producer somewhere is going to be like, yo, this shit ain't okay. What's going on right now on Twitch, like you're saying, it's not okay. It's we can't have this. Because think about this. When I was doing Hearthstone full time, this was 2 years ago, 3 years ago now, maybe more. It was almost 4 years ago now, 3.5 years ago. When I would do coverage for Hearthstone, I'm standing up there behind a desk. Next to that's Admirable, right? We're in our suits. We have our little, our camera, we have our little mics, up through our lapel and everything, blah, blah, blah. We're standing up there. I'm going to paint an oral picture for you of what our coverage looked like. And then I'm going to tell you what Magic was like. So we're standing behind our desk, right? So whenever the camera's on us, we're standing up and we're looking at the cameras that are in front of us. Now, they were full on cameras like you'd see at a news studio. I'm talking the big giant ones, right? And we had lights on each one of them telling us which camera was going to be. I also had an earpiece in that had a director telling me, hey, we're going to be on camera 1, 2, or 3. He'd be camera 2. And I would know to shift to camera 2. So it looks like I'm looking directly at you, right? In between the two giant cameras is a huge 70-inch TV, right? With the feed of everything that's going on. So I can see whatever they're seeing. Underneath all of the cameras was a teleprompter telling us what's going on. Hey, this is next. This is the next thing. This is the next thing. So you know where to segue to, right? So you know what you're going to next. Then, whenever the event is going on, whenever play is going on and the camera's on us, behind us, which you can't see, we have chairs. So we'd sit down in these chairs, and underneath the desk is another 50-inch monitor that has everything that's going on in it. So we can sit back and relax a little bit while we're not on camera. And this whole time that this is going on, over to the left is the director's booth, where they're actually running the show. And they're telling us, I know that's my specific experience, but this is kind of what it's like at every event that we would run, right? Now, you compare that to Magic, and it's not even close. Like, you have a couple people sitting off to the side running a computer and doing stuff, and then you have like little hand cameras, like little actual hand cameras running the event off of like laptops, right? And they're watching a little bitty screen, like you said. And I think that's one of the big problems is like, we want coverage to get better, but like, we need more investment into it. I mean, it's going to be a monetarily like big investment as well. And I mean, it's going to be rough. Like, it's going to be rough at first, and I hope to God they push it harder and do better coverage, because this is how you kill it right away. If people show up to start watching this arena stuff and the coverage doesn't look good, it doesn't sound good, it doesn't come off well, which they did a good job today, like better than we're used to. But if they had to come in and start watching like, what was it, the Silver Showcase and like the stuff that goes on with that, you're going to kill the sport real quick.
Right, but like also like just kind of like bouncing off that, people do look, for great coverage, and people are more likely to tune in. There's a reason 36K at some point were tuned into Arena today, right?
Yeah. I mean, because like it was much better.
Yeah. Right. And if we just like try to tune our coverage to,
Well, see, someone in the chat, hold on, we have a chat, and someone in the chat made a really good point. And I know this is a podcast, so like the people at home, I'm going to read the thing. They said, investment has constantly been a problem with Hasbro. That is 100% true, right? Here's the thing. This wasn't Hasbro today. This wasn't Wizards today. This was Frodan and Twitch. And they put some money into it, and they put some effort into it, and it looked great, and it sounded great. So here comes the money, right? That's what I'm talking about. When the esports money comes in, when companies like, I mean, we were getting, like UFC got involved, like Amazon got involved. When this stuff starts getting involved because your company is getting bigger and your endorsements are getting bigger because your sport's getting bigger, you have to reinvest that money. And that's an awesome point, because it's not just them anymore. Like, we're getting other people involved, and other companies are starting to put money into the thing. Make a great product. Make a great product. You are at the precipice of greatness right now. It is unbelievable how fast Arena is growing and blowing up. You mentioned Thundermo Hellkite earlier. He's got a full esports partnership contract. Did any streamers have that before? No. Like,
esports is something that people are going to move into, right? Like, one of the things, I don't know if you know this, because I actually talked to Mo about this. He was at TwitchCon, and when Magic announced that they were moving into esports, the F2K literally was walking around, and so were other esports organizations, talking to people, trying to see who they wanted to get to be one of their streamers for Arena moving forward. Like, there is like something behind that, something that was building to it.
Yeah, and I know for a fact, I'm not going to name names, but some of the bigger streamers on Twitch already are being contacted by esports organizations. And I'm talking about like the big ones that you've heard about, like Fade to Karmas, like the Tempo Storms, like, the stuff like that, like the big name ones. They're going to start getting involved. And you're going to start seeing just more and more money pouring. There's a chance this blows up. There's a chance that Hearthstone is dead in a few years, and that this is the premier digital card game. Like, Artifact has not had the impact that people thought it would. Hearthstone has been on kind of like, not a great trajectory for the last couple of years. And Magic has just been killing it, honestly. And Arena's just been doing much better than anybody could. I know, Brad, you talked about it. It's just much better than you could have hoped for, right?
Yeah, no, I think it's awesome. Like, great product, slam dunk.
Blown away, right?
For what's to come.
Yeah, just super blown away. And like you said, just super excited for what's to come. I'm usually a little trepidatious when it comes to this stuff, and I'm actually giddy right now. Like, I'm getting excited. Like, I've been excited all day watching all of this. So it's been pretty sweet. I'm pretty excited about it, and like, I know you guys are.
Yes.
Everything that's great, there's always like the little cloud of something. I guess we can kind of mention that there was a little bit of backlash to some of the players that were involved in the tournament today, or almost involved. I don't know if we want to mention the person that was almost involved, but nope. We could. It doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't matter anymore. But I know that Reynad was involved today, and some people might not even know why this is a problem and why people were mad about this. So Reynad was banned from Magic the Gathering for cheating at an event. And so there's a lot of people that were kind of angry about him being like the face of Magic, or like the face of Twitch, about like, because he was actually, when he was streaming it, like when he was still in the tournament, when he hadn't been eliminated yet, he was one of the top streamers in all of Magic, because he has a big following. And there, it kind of rubs people the wrong way that like So let me get this right. This guy cheated in Magic, was banned, went to another esport, and since he's popular in that one, he now gets to come back and play for thousands of dollars? Like, what kind of message did that to send to people, especially like with the cheating that we've had lately?
It's just unreal. Like, the other thing is, like, when Reynaud was banned, he literally made a long post about how, like, Magic is just like a garbage fucking game, and everyone is scum, and he hates everyone.
And he was never gonna play again. Yeah. I heard he was bad mouthing during his stream today too. That I heard he like said some stuff about the product.
Yeah, he was just shitting on Magic. Sure. Yeah, like, that's pretty unreal too. It's just like I just don't understand. It's very clear to me, and this is disgusting, right? Because I don't really agree with like how Jeff Hoagland like interacts with a lot of people. You know, obviously he's done very well for himself building his brand, and you know, good job for him. But like some of the way that he interacts with people is like makes me very uneasy, and I don't like it. So we have a lot of tension between us, you know. But he made a tweet the other day that I loved, and that tweet was, "You might as well just cheat, because the worst that happens is you get slapped on the wrist, and nothing bad will happen to you. In fact, great things might happen to you, because if you never get caught, you'll just blow up." And all we're seeing is Wizards, once again, go back to the stage where cheaters aren't punished enough, where Reynaud was not punished enough, where it wasn't just enough that he cheated and then badmouthed Wizards. That doesn't matter, because he has a large crowd. Wizards said, it's fine. We're just going to go ahead and forget like a lot of this stuff happened. And it's just like, it's not even like he did something that was like, you know, could be considered, you know, a mistake. That's not what happened here. I want to be absolutely clear.
Oh, it was a blatant cheat. Yeah.
He blatantly cheated. He literally added a card to a sealed pool. That's a blatant cheat. There's no
it's premeditated
about what his intention was in the game. Mm-hmm. There was none of that. There is no, you know, maybe, you know, he wasn't trying to, maybe he was, you know, like talk about like, you know, like how Dan Ward like very blatantly cheated, you know,
multiple times,
you know, multiple times. Like there's all these people that just like multiple cheat, and Dan Ward's like going to come back soon, and that's fucking garbage, because he shouldn't be allowed to ever play again. And Reynaud should be on the same thing. You can't blatantly cheat like that and then come back. This just sends the wrong message, because all it says to me as a Magic player, and I know personally, I worked very hard to be extraordinarily clear about everything that I'm doing, every step that I'm doing, every stage that I'm doing. I try to be very clear about all of these things as much as I possibly can, and it's just to see that like Dan can just cheat wildly, and like people like Reynaud can just cheat wildly, and it just doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, how many years was Betcher doing it? He got like Rookie of the Year money and all that stuff. I think it was like a year and a half or something.
Yeah, not long enough, right? Does it bother you? Does it bother you less, Brad Rudy, the fact that like this was not, you know, we talked about this. This was not WotC. They did not do this. Someone used the WotC product. They used, you know, Arena. I'm sure they got the okay, but this was Twitch. You know, Twitch did this. You know, like people at Twitch were picking the top streamers.
That's also fair too, right? Like if Twitch is like, we're just going to grab a bunch of people who have like a card game background, you know, and you know, we're just going to get partners, because I'm pretty sure that every person who participated was a partner. I think that was, you know, that was like the main thing, is like the first step is you had to be a partner,
right?
And then they went down the list. That makes a lot of sense for them to get Reynaud, right?
Yeah,
that makes a lot of sense for them. You know, somebody who gets, you know, 4 digits worth of people watching him every day. You know, somebody who's very involved in card games, somebody who's been involved with Magic in the past. That makes a lot of sense. You know, that's why another person was almost in, you know, just because like the partner status plus, you know, being involved with Magic at some point in their life. Yeah. So it makes a lot of sense on that front. But they should have probably done a little research into, you know, that kind of thing.
I kind of disagree. I think it's fine that Reynaud plays. It's not like he's playing paper. There's not an opportunity for him to cheat. I do kind of consider the games to be separate entities as well. And he's like, he hasn't played in forever. And he also just gets more eyes on the game, which is fine, I think.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think like the overall like good versus evil thing here, like how much good is done, how much evil is done, is like, I think it's tolerable. because like it's obvious he can't cheat here.
That's fair.
Like he might be salty because like that's his thing, like that's his brand, is he's a very salty person. He like naysays some stuff, but he does put a lot of eyes on the product, right? And if only a few people watching his stream start playing Arena, that's a net positive in like Twitch and Wizards' eyes.
Yeah, sure. More eyes equals more money. And
Right.
at this point, it seems like the bigger Magic gets, the more money that will actually be put into it, where that wasn't necessarily the case for the past, like, I don't know, 10 years.
Okay, I can see that point. Maybe it's right. Maybe it's right to have someone like Reynaud play, even though he has a shitty fucking past, because the what he brings to us
kind of spiteful.
I mean, he does.
Yeah.
It makes me feel bad as a Magic player that like I work so hard to be clean, and just none of it matters. It feels like, and we're at this stage where maybe it's fine. Maybe what you're saying is correct. Maybe that like because he's not doing that anymore.
I think it's different though, right?
Because he can't.
So like, yeah, he cheated in paper, but one, this isn't really a paper event, and I mean, he's worked hard in his own aspect. It's not like he cheated to become super popular in Hearthstone. He worked pretty hard, had a successful product, and like because of that, he's invited to this. It's not like he cheated, did really well in a paper event, and now he's getting he's queued for a papered event, and like you were competing directly against him. This is just like it's not like X or Y. It's like this guy is good and he has a good product and he gets eyes on it. Kind of thing.
Okay, that's like a very reasonable argument. I don't want to spend a lot of time talking about this because it just makes me frustrated. But
I don't mind. I love it.
I mean, maybe you're right. Yeah. Maybe this is a different battleground, and I could certainly say, here's my concern. My concern is that the Arena leads to the Mythic Championship, and that's something that I also want to talk about for a little bit. If Arena leads to Mythic Championship is paper as well.
That's not necessarily true, right?
For now.
But it is. There are paper Mythic Championships. That's the thing. Yeah. That is going to happen. That's not a. Oh, maybe they will. No, there's going to be paper Mythic Championship. That's happening. Like that's the thing that's going to happen. So what happens if he does well in Arena and now he gets to go to a Mythic Championship? Then what?
So, someone in the chat also just said this: should everyone with a previous DCI suspension be banned from Arena events? Then, no, obviously, we don't mean that. And this is an extreme situation. We're talking about the fact that someone that has a prior ban in Magic, that literally was banned for cheating, is now being given opportunities that other players are not. And that's where the problem is they're building this person up and putting them on a pedestal and being like, look, they're at a super exclusive tournament. We're giving away $10,000 this event. Think about that. You had to win a Grand Prix to get $10,000 at an event last year. And they're just throwing $10,000 at an event that literally went on for 8 hours today?
Yeah, that would have been a solid day's work, let me tell you.
You get $3K for winning. Get $3K in a Magic event is very difficult. You have to pretty much spike an event to get $3K in a Magic event. Yeah. Or, really...
Even, splitting the finals of an open, I think, is $3,500.
Yeah, unless it's a team open.
I can confirm that it's $3,500 for a single person open.
Yeah, mine was my final split was $2,300 or something like that because it was team or whatever, and so I got less than the winner of this event, and that's not me complaining. I'm saying I don't love the idea of someone like that being given the opportunity when not just me, somebody else that I might think is also deserving doesn't have the chance, but. I understand the business side of it, and that's where Bradley's coming in. He's like, hey, the business side of this is it's a net positive, right? Because honestly, you didn't see a bunch of people get up in arms. You didn't see pitchforks start. I mean, there was some stuff on Reddit, there was some stuff on Twitter. As usual, some people were complaining, but at the end of the day, it's gonna be mostly a positive, honestly, just for Twitch and Arena overall.
Okay. I can see that if it's specifically.
If he starts getting special invites, though, Rudy, you and me, I'm lighting the first. I'm lighting the first torch. Let's go.
I'll see you on Twitter.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to Twitter. I'll be on Reddit. I'll be one of the first people. Just this is just not okay.
I do think it's a little dicey with the paper Mythic Championships, but I think it's something that can be shelved until let's say there's a 900-man PTQ or something on Arena. I don't actually know. But if he wins that, he's technically earned the right to play in
and I have no problem with that. Yeah, he should be allowed to play. Like, at that point, it's under the. I think he should be allowed to play.
I don't think he should be allowed to play in any event that leads to paper.
The thing is,
There's none.
No,
If the event leads to paper, no.
But under the rules, the way Magic are made, and just like the way pretty much the law works in America, is once you've served your time, you are allowed to be given a second chance. And we might not agree with it.
You know what? I feel like we're about to go in circles here.
Yeah,
But basically,
kind of.
my feeling is if you, I think bans in Magic should be more stringent. They aren't.
Mm-hmm.
I think should be more devastating. They aren't. I think when you cheat, that should just kind of be the end of your Magic career. Period. But that's fine.
Well, question though. So then, do you think that that what Kenny Y did was like pretty bad? Kenny Yukiro getting disqualified from Worlds.
I think there are different levels.
Ooh.
I guess I should have been clear. I think I should have been a lot clearer. I think there are a lot of situations that obviously there are a little bit of give and take on. I think something that is very clear. Think Jared Betcher. Think Dan Ward.
Sure, the serial killers in Magic.
Like premeditated. Like I'm gonna get these people.
That kind of that kind of shit should just not be allowed.
I also think
Queen under your life pad, like that kind of shit should just, be like, that's it. It's over for you. You're never coming back. It doesn't matter if you have changed. It doesn't matter if now you're playing clean. It's that at that point it should be over. And I think when there's like a spot where it's just like
it's an opportunistic cheat instead of like a premeditated like setup cheat. Yeah,
I've made a mistake.
Do you guys know how bans work? I found this out at the RPT or whatever.
Did you not know this? So actually, the judges don't decide bans, and this is actually really interesting. There's actually a committee that works for WotC that makes the decisions on bans and how much bans should be. So when you see a ban for like 6 months for someone that's just like a heinous piece of shit, like that's just because the committee was like, 6 months is fine, and it's very clear that their rules and regulations need to change.
Their
gross.
Weird thing is like they put in random numbers. Like basically the judges puts in their recommendation, but then the committee does whatever. But like if you look at the bans, there's like it's like 85 years, 72 years, 178 years. It's just like lifetime ban. I'm like,
can you just imagine a community just like they're like, all right, boys. They shuffle cheated. Pull out the hat. 2 years.
Yeah. They just throw a dart.
It's just literally random. Like
they just throw a dart at a dartboard.
Yeah,
like someone that should have been lifetime banned, it just gets like 52 years, and then they're like 90 years old. They're like, I get to try out this Magic the Gathering again.
Yeah, I just think that we need to take that away from that committee. I don't care who it is. Take it away from them. Give it to the level 3s and 4s. Let the level 3s and 4s be the new committee. Let them decide. And maybe if they're involved already, take them away. If any level 3 or 4 is involved in that committee and they're making these decisions, they're involved in that, get rid of them. I want people who are going to come in, judges who are going to come in and say, we can't have this anymore, and deliver strict and just punishments to people who deserve it. And that's just the end of it.
All right, not bad.
Also, if we just go full digital, then I don't have to worry about people trying to scumbag me.
All right, yeah, but we're gonna. But here's the thing: say all you want, we're gonna have paper for another like 5 years at least.
Unfortunate.
So
I can't wait.
You're just gonna have to sit here, and you're just gonna have to deal with it. That's just what it is. Just
I hate the secondary market.
Can we talk about paper Magic?
I hate paper Magic. I hate plane tickets.
Yeah, that you have to fly somewhere.
I love seeing my friends.
Your deck getting stolen.
Yeah.
Like that's not gonna happen. Like. Yeah, we can talk about paper Magic. All right, let's move on.
Let's talk about paper Magic. So let's talk about paper Magic. That's the thing we can do briefly. Mythic Championships are going to be a little different. We talked about how they cut them from 6 to 4. That sucks. Other interesting note: Magic Fest now have several PTQs at them, I believe, and basically they're now GPs. Now Magic Fest are now giant PTQs. There's no more points attached to them.
Right.
You can't build up into levels. If you're looking to get into the top 32,
good luck. If you're looking to get in, good luck, because you can't.
Yeah, here's how you have to get in. You have to do well at Mythic Championships. Hello and good luck. Like that's just the end of it. You literally have to do well. So you can't like build levels and chain Mythic Championships anymore. So that's obviously very tough for people.
It's the problem that I've had for the last like 5 or 8 years for the Pro Tour. It's just the rich get richer, right? It's like if you aren't already entrenched, it is so difficult. So difficult.
I disagree with that.
It's actually hard too, right? Because if you go to a Mythic Championship and you don't hit the qualification for the next championship,
You don't get to play.
from that one, you just don't get to play. There's no levels for you anymore. There's no way to say, okay, I had a bad Pro Tour, which happens. Now when you have a bad Pro Tour, you're out. Good luck. Go see the next PTQ. Go play the next Magic Fest.
Whoa. Let's slow down here. You know, there's no PTQs. Well, I guess there's PTQs. There are MCQs.
How do you feel? Yeah,
And
how
then
do you
you
feel?
gotta- I think this is all terrible, and it's just even the system that they described. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's like they're like, yeah, we've reworked the system, and now instead of having like RPTs and stuff, right? You have special invite-only events that certain people get access to, right?
So an RPG.
And then, and then the person hosting it, I believe they can run other tournaments that can key you for this event, or is it going to be like a?
So it feels like they're literally just rebranding PPTQs and RPTQs, but maybe in the future we'll see something like, oh, if you've played X amount of events at this store, you played at this amount of, this store for X amount of hours, you can also get an invite. So maybe it'll like inspire players to really go to their local, local store, their LGS, and play.
Maybe. I think it's going to help LGS a tiny bit because, like, you can kind of have... I think they said there was, like, special ones where you had to qualify for the special ones to play into it. Yeah. And, like, it's mostly playing at the local level. So we'll see because it's nice that they at least did something that appears to help out an LGS because I don't know if you've been reading between the lines of what a lot of decisions WotC's been doing last year, but it has not been good for what they've been doing for your local game store. Like, a lot of the decisions they've made lately and a lot of the ways that the game is going is not going to be good for your brick and mortar store.
No, but now we're at a point where I think it's certainly going to be a lot better for local game stores moving in.
I disagree. Like, especially like if I owned a brick and mortar store right now, I would be making sure that the secondary market of Magic the Gathering was not my primary source of income, and I would try to segue into something else just in case.
Yep.
The Magic or Arena takes over, which I think will inevitably happen, and like supply and demand or whatever is gonna, or demand is gonna decrease.
Yeah, for sure. Like demand's definitely gonna
drop.
Yeah, like paper demand is definitely gonna decrease because like here's the other thing, for a lot of these people, like demand for paper is like their local PTQ, their local IQs and stuff like that, and we'll see how much of that's even gonna happen. Like, I mean, the SCG tour, I think, is going to get a little bit of a bump at first, but we'll see if that lasts. I think the tour is going to get harder. I think more people are going to go to that. Like, the whole, 33, or let's say the 34th ranked player, since the 33rd ranked player got in, the 34th ranked player and down, like, where are they going? Where are they going to play? We just talked about how, like, the GPs, there's no reason to grind them anymore because, unless you spike it.
Top 8.
Yeah, you can try to top 8. Yeah.
And so people do that.
And so that's the thing too. There's a shut up. So there's a lot of people talking about that this might actually be a boon for, I'm sorry, not GPs, Magic Fest as well. That you're going to see them get even bigger because of stuff like this. And I think there's a chance this is actually going to be a thing. It's not a sky is falling moment. That more people are going to be brought to it because they're like, oh, like there's some cool things of a top 8. I get to go to a Mythic Championship, but like it's also just this bigger, grander thing going on. So there could be advancement in the game that way, and if that's a thing, then that extends paper quite a bit. You need paper to play in these events. You need paper cards to play in these events. You need vendors at these events. So, there's a chance that gets pushed a little further as well.
You just see SCG monopolizing everything, and they're just the only vendor in every tournament.
Yeah, they just keep making. They just keep that's the thing too. Is at least they're smart. They create a demand for a product they have. And that's if you have a product that creates its own demand, that's literally the dream. And so that's what they're doing. That's why the SCG Tour exists. Is they get to sell cards. What is SCG's main thing? How do they make their main money? They are the number one secondary market seller in the world, or at least they. I don't know if they are at the moment. I know they were for the longest time, and so they create their own demand for their own cards, and that's how they make money. You know, if you think that they make a ton of money off the SCG Tour, I got another thing coming for you. I don't know if you heard about Channel Fireball last year. They took a loss on GPs and stuff. And if you think that's a bad thing, you need to take a couple business classes as well. But this is just how these things kind of work. And so I think that, like, you know, 5 years, like, yeah, it's possible. There's no more paper. I wouldn't bet on it. You know, I think there'd still be some stuff, but you're going to see, like you said, a huge click down on it. You're going to see a lot more clicks on your actual computer screen. A lot more people playing Arena and stuff like that for sure.
Right. So, I mean, we'll have to see for some more information. For what it's worth, I'm pretty happy that I'm kind of locked into SCGs next year. We'll
same.
See what happens though, but I'm kind of happy that I'm looking into playing SCGs. I'm glad that I get to see both of you, or at least Tannen at some events. Maybe we'll get to see Brad at an event, depending on how you know his full-time streaming goes.
Question: How many of SCGs do you guys think you're going to be attending this first season?
Probably like 80 to 90%.
I'm thinking 9 or 10 for me. I assume the same is for Tannen. What if we?
No. The plan for me is everyone.
Okay. Anyway,
I'm gonna try to get everyone.
What if we had a I don't know, friendly wager on who accrues the most SCG points?
Hold on, wait. Brennan's not playing with Tannen anytime next year, right?
I know he's dead money.
Okay, well, if he's dead, then all right. Well, then maybe we have a chance. There's no modern tournaments. Well, it depends. If there's modern opens, Tannen's a serial killer.
It's fine. Tron's not even that good anymore.
It was never that good.
He's shown weakness. He can be beat.
He bleeds.
I'm just gonna walk around handing out Inkmoth Nexuses to everyone at the beginning of tournaments.
in Stone Rains.
Get your Glistener Elves. Get your Bladed Agents. Who needs a Nexus? You get a Nexus.
He's just got like Tom Ross tokens. Just giving out Tom Ross tokens.
If you guys want to work on a friendly wager, we could possibly work on one. How about we do it like most SCG points, like at the end of the year kind of thing? I think that's pretty reasonable because like most top eights, most top eights we're gonna get creamed because Tannen's probably just gonna have some broken team for the entire year.
No, I'm in. I may have to bow out of the bed at some point in time this year. I do have an expiration date, so
I think it would be cool if whoever has whoever has the lowest points by before the last invitational, like the third place person, they have to wear like I don't know, something ridiculous.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure out the logistics.
A shirt with the other two people's face on them.
Anybody listening to the show, whether you're in the chat or you're listening later, you can email us at thetannengrace@gmail.com your ideas about what we should friendly wager on this, or you can tweet at us on Twitter. The Grinders Twitter or personal accounts.
Just remember, no money.
Pride points.
Don't put any money into anything. It is literally just gonna be. Don't do something also like garbage. Just like you get to slap the other GP. Like fuck that. Just like
I'm not like Brad slapping.
I think it'd be funny to wear like some ridiculous like unicorn onesie at the.
Just like some pajama onesie. That could be reasonable. We could also do like whoever is. We'll figure out something. But anyway,
I can see myself in a pajama onesie with like the BCW patch on it, like just so I could have my sponsor on it.
Wait, what's BCW?
I'm sorry, Bacub.
Bacub. Thank you. We have named it Bacub. So
Bacub.
If you stuck with our name of Team Bacub. So speaking of the Invitational is obviously a split format, standard and modern. Standard. We're just going to go ahead and skip that right now. Standard has been looking great. I don't know if you guys watch the World Cup. There was some really exciting deck. World Cup is dead. World Magic Cup's gone. Let's not worry about it anymore. But there was a really exciting Jeskai control deck that was no nibs. And it was a Fight with Fire, Expansion to Explosion, Mirari Conjecture deck. So that's kind of interesting, kind of exciting. You know what it shows? It's kind of like the same thing that we've discussed on this cast over and over and over again. Standard is great. There's a lot of room for movement. There's a lot of room for flexibility. And I think, the fact that we're 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, no, we have to be much longer than that. We're like 10 weeks into the format. Yeah. We almost have a new set coming out and we're still finding new decks. It's just exciting. We've talked about this before. Wizards definitely knocked it out of the park. If you weren't sure yet, be sure. It's there. Standard's great. You're going to have to put work into it. Find something exciting. get something cool to play. I'm really excited for the next set. There's a lot of really cool cards coming out. I don't know if you saw Lavinia, but Lavinia is really interesting. I'm really excited to violate.
Overrated.
Lavinia.
Sorry, excuse me.
Wait, sorry. Did you say Lavinia was riveting?
Overrated.
It is in fact gripping.
What was the other one? What was the other one? It's enthralling.
Enthralling. That's a good one. But like Lavinia's a very exciting kind of card. It has a lot of flavor text, but it's possible that a lot of the flavor text is relevant in Modern. It's relevant in Legacy. I can't wait to put one in against Tannen, and I cast a spell, and Tannen tries to return a land to Daze, and I just counter it.
So
he looks like a fool.
Somebody talked about it, and like they actually messaged me on Twitter about it, and they were like, "How do you feel about this card resolving?" And then like you get Force of Will and Daze taken away from you. And the way I say it is like, what deck in Legacy wants this card? And there just isn't one. Like
Merfolk.
Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Those decks are not played. But you get what I'm saying. Overall, whatever. Like, okay, so like overall, what deck wants this card?
Wait,
and,
is
like,
it a wizard?
Obviously, I could be wrong. And then B, it's like, if I'm playing against this deck, after sideboard, it's very likely that I'm not going to have Force of Wills in my deck anymore when I'm playing against a deck that has 2/2s for 2. And then, like, not to mention, like, when you make the argument about Daze, yeah, that's interesting. But, like, I'll either Daze this creature or I'll brainstorm the Daze away when it's bad. Like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, when they point to their cavern after that, you're
like, who gives a shit? I can't beat a cavern anyway. Like, the decks that have stuff like that like beat my deck, you know what my plan in that matchup always is in Legacy? Get lucky. Like, that's always my plan. It's like, I'm just gonna get lucky.
Dude, that's your plan in every matchup.
Yeah.
That's why he plays Tron.
Yeah, exactly, right? Like, that's just the plan. Like, have you played Delver against humans in Legacy? Again. Have you played Delver against humans in Legacy? It's not pretty.
But I believe it was Chris Sagashi. Is his name Chris?
Yeah.
I don't remember. Yeah, Chris
Sagashi. Mono Blue Wizards
destroyed me with that deck, which I assume it plays very similarly to humans and stuff.
Chad probably beat him.
Maybe he's just talented.
We played a riveting 0 games in our match. We extended hands across the table, shook hands, and went on to our next round.
Oh, look at that Tannen bragging about a top 8 again.
Yeah. Well, actually, Chris Sagashi is a good friend of mine. He's a really good friend of mine. Yeah.
All right, let's spend a couple minutes before we get out of here talking about Modern, talking about maybe non-unified Modern a little bit.
Oh, hold on, 1 second.
Best format in
one
the
second.
world.
There is something I wanted to talk about. So we did see a couple spoilers today in the last couple days. And what is it? Is it Afterlife, the new Orzhov ability?
Afterlife is nice.
So it's nice. I want to point out something and why I think this is going to be a big player in Standard. When the card does Afterlife, you don't exile the card from your graveyard. Like, it still actually stays in your graveyard. So it's not like it's a trigger or anything like that, like where you have to have like a replacement effect. So if you don't own 4 of the new Ajani from M19, go ahead and get them, because the 2 cards we've seen so far with Afterlife are both 2-drops. And this is the thing that's going to happen in Standards. People are just going to be rotating these things in and out of play a lot.
Just tell us before that. Now Rudy and I are gonna have to compete with the rest of the people listening to the cast. Unreal.
Well, this is live. How many do you? There's none left online anyway. I bought them all. But also, it says Afterlife 1 on it, and not just Afterlife. So there's gonna be a busted rare or like instant or something that does like Afterlife like 2 or 3. Rudy's literally buying them right now. Rudy is actually pulling up at Johnny's and buying them right now. I hate you, Rudy.
I can't believe you bought them out.
Yeah, I definitely didn't buy them out.
I definitely didn't buy them out. $11.
That is expensive. That's like 90% of my net worth.
So like at $11, like the cap is probably like 20. Maybe 25 on a Johnny. So like maybe you want to pick a couple up if you haven't already, but I can't imagine that like you're gonna get dicked on if you just don't. But I don't know. If they don't have a sack outlet, it'll be a little bit worse, I think, but still kind of nice. I think the Boros aggro decks really would like a card like this. Just being able to kind of rebuy off of Deafening Clarion. Which is obviously one of the best cards against them. Obviously, much worse against Settle. Settle obviously is Settle's already on an upswing in Standard, and it's gonna get even better with Afterlife in the format. But obviously having Godless Shrine gives you access to Duress, which is kind of cool. So lots of like really cool sub games to play moving forward in Standard. But I agree with Tannen. I like Afterlife. Afterlife's sweet.
Also, give us some goddamn Gruul cards, please. We haven't seen a single Gruul card yet.
Get a Borborygmos.
Yeah, I know, right? All right.
Can I
if they just reprint
request Wizards give me that as the
as your preview?
Yeah, can I preview the new Borborygmos?
There's no Borborygmos.
Wait,
we don't know that.
Should be.
It's just Domri.
Well, we don't know. There might be a Borg.
There was Domri in the last one, and there was a Borborygmus, you dingus.
You're a dingus.
I
just don't want there to be a Borborygmus. Anyway, so let's talk about Modern for like 2 minutes. Modern.
Play a broken deck.
Play a broken deck. Don't interact with your opponent. If you're going to play a deck, I would recommend one with the card Faithless Looting, Mox Opal, Ancient Stirrings, or Noble Hierarch, or Amulet of Vigor.
And some of them are in multiple. Some of those are multiple times in a deck. So like those are even higher.
5.
Just do it.
What's also going to? I just think all of those cards are just those are like the pillars of the format right now, and I would just play any one of those decks. If you want to get cheeky, play Infect. If you want to, I don't know if you want to, but maybe it's good. It beats the shit out of like Tron and KCI and Amulet, so like that's kind of cool. But
every deck I play beats
you can probably never beat the card of Gutshot. So there's that. The other deck that might be really good right now is Death Shadow. Just having a deck with a ton of disruption and great interaction with any kind of permanent is kind of nice. I hesitate. I'm not sure how good your Spirits matchup is. That's something that you might want to test out. If you can figure out the Spirits matchup with Shadow, you might be in a good spot. But I'm pretty sure Shadow just crushes the Arclight decks in KCI, so might be something worth looking into.
Yeah, I think so too. So we're all going to Columbus now, right? I think Brad picked up a squad.
Yes,
I believe so. I'm still waiting on confirmation, but I'm probably like 90%.
Yeah, I think they said on Facebook that you got the spot or whatever.
Yeah.
But so who is it you're going to be?
Jake just has to request Upwork, I guess.
Gotcha. So who's the tentative squad?
It's going to be Devin Kepke and Jacob Bach.
Nice. And Rudy, who's your squad?
I'm going to be playing with my roommate Will Pulliam and Harlan Fearer. So it's the first team open with a full Nova squad.
Nice.
So that'll be kind of exciting and very interesting. We also have another. I'm trying to find out where our spreadsheet is. I don't know if Indy we're doing a Nova squad. We might figure that out. But Cincy, I'll definitely be doing another Nova squad.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of interesting note. Brad talks about how he's on Nova. He's kind of like our streamer, kind of like a side piece. We actually did add someone else, and we will be spoiling that in a little bit. So we do have another member that we just added. So
yeah, we're gonna do a full team Bacub team at Columbus. It's gonna be myself, Ross Merriam, and Jim Davis, aka Team Old Man, as well. Nice. We're gonna need some segues to get up to our match as well.
You guys are gonna take a nap after round 5.
Round 5. I gotta take a nap before round 5. Anyway, yeah, we got our new members coming up soon. We haven't announced that just yet, but the two new members of BCW are getting announced really soon, so that's gonna be kind of cool as well.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see who your 2 new members are. I totally have no idea who they could be.
Yeah, I know, right?
But yeah,
Tanner's and me. Am I a new member? Because I really don't want to be on the Team Nova.
We're stealing just mono Team Nova people. We're gonna keep taking Team Nova people away from Rudy until it's by himself.
You stay away from.
I recommend Will.
Hey Rudy, yeah, so say Rudy. Can you tell Will I need to talk to him after the podcast?
Nope, I'm gonna tell him that you hate him. So he'll.
Wow.
He knows you. Yeah, he knows that's not true.
Listen, he doesn't know that. I'll Photoshop some. I'll take some of the things that you've sent to me. And I'll just be like, this is what Tanner was saying about you. And I'll just write Will. I'll just Photoshop in Will, instead.
Yeah.
So that'll be really good. But anyway, I think that's kind of going to do it for us for this week. I actually have to get out of here because I am actually going to stream some Nova testing against our not team member, Brad Carpenter. So you could tune into both mine and Brad's stream after this. And you can
right now?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I'll post one, y'all.
If you're watching,
I'm gonna eat Chick-fil-A before we battle. But
if you're watching live, that's fine. I need a couple minutes to set up. If you need, so we're gonna be streaming. I'm gonna be playing Banned Spirits versus Infect because we're all interested in seeing how that matchup goes. Because Brad and I and the rest of Team Nova were talking about how we think Infect might be good. So I'm gonna be streaming, which never happens. So I'm gonna be streaming. Playing Banned Spirits against Brad playing Infect. So you can watch both our sides. There will be a multi-Twitch up. I'm gonna have a special guest coaching me through Spirits, so that'll be really exciting. I have Allison Warfield helping me.
Ooh,
out. Yeah.
7-1 competitor at the SCG Con Winter.
The spooky queen herself.
It's fine. I already told Rudy he could have John Finkel on his squad, and I will still beat both of them. They could have the whole Team Nova. I'll still, my Glistener Elves will connect.
You're on Team Nova, forehead.
But,
wow, that is just rude. Why would you point out my friend?
So yeah, that's gonna be really exciting. I'm really excited to see how this is gonna work out. So we're gonna have me and Allie versus Brad, and we're gonna see how that goes. Allie's hopefully gonna teach me how to play Spirits well. I'm a bad student, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, it'll be great though. But yeah, if you're interested to see how Team Nova kind of does a lot of their testing, you can kind of see how both sides are. Brad and I are not going to be in the same Discord call together because we just don't think that's going to work out very well. Him explaining his lines and Allie explaining what we're going to be doing doesn't really work out very well for the same call. But yeah, feel free to tune in. We will have a multi-Twitch up and, check out the podcast because I'm sure it's going to be worth checking out after.
Mm-hmm. So I did want to kind of talk about one thing real quick before we leave. So I believe the stream is going to be tomorrow, if I remember right. I think it's actually Thursday, if I remember right. But if you haven't followed Jake Tilk before on Twitter or on Twitch, his name is at First FNM, like FIRSTFNM, First FNM. He's going to be doing a charity stream this week that benefits autism and stuff like that. I forgot the name of the organization that he's doing it for. I'm trying to find it on Twitter right now and I can't. But I'm going to be doing something to help out at the least. I'm going to be donating and then hosting a stream, just whatever I can to help out because it's something that's close to my heart. It affects somebody in my family as well, and I do think that it's a good cause that we can all kind of rally behind. And I'm a big fan of charity streams. Also, in anything going on in Twitch right now, if you do any kind of donation with bits or whatever it's called on Twitch right now, make sure you're using that hashtag charity. Because Twitch is matching a lot of those donations and sending it to charity, and it doesn't cost the person that you're donating to anything. They still get their full amount. So make sure you're doing that at home. Make sure you show up. Look at my Twitter. I'll probably be spamming about it over the next day or two about that. And again, that's Jake Tilk at First FNM. So make sure y'all follow that and just kind of help out. The guy's a great brother. I mean, he's an amazing person. If you're not following him, super positive. He's one of my favorite follows. Awesome. Yeah, he's so wholesome, very handsome as well. God, he just beats me with every metric. It's so annoying. He's just such a better person than me. He's better looking. He's better at magic. Oh man, he's got a better brother. Yeah, I said it, Chad. He doesn't listen to this, but anyway. So I think it's gonna about do it for us this week. Rudy, if people want to get a hold of you for some reason, where would they do that?
You gotta do me last so I can do the Nova stuff.
Oh my. I'm sorry, Bradley. Yeah. If people want to find you.
Well, if you want to find me, you can find me on twitch.tv/Brad Barigmos Enraged. And I stream kind of during midnight or whatever areas, Eastern time. So usually late into the night. I think I'm scaling back. It doesn't really matter. Anyway, twitch.tv/Brad Barigmos Enraged. You can also follow me on Twitter at Brad Barigmos. And you can also, if you have any questions, concerns, comments, if you want to talk shit about Rudy and Tannen, I also love that. You can email me at my personal email. It's thetannengrace@gmail.com. I check it not very often, but And that's it.
Tannen, where can we find you? Can we find you at thetannengrace@gmail.com?
No, you can't. But you can actually find me in Brad's chat quite a bit because I do watch Brad. He's probably the streamer that I've been watching the most over the last few months. And he does stream more often than just at night. Over the weekend, he was streaming some of the challenges on MTGO, and I gotta give him a little shout out because he finalsed the Legacy Challenge with a deck that he hadn't really played before. That's a pretty big feat. Good job this weekend, Brad, by the way. I forgot to mention that at the beginning of the show. Sorry about that. But that was fun to watch. So if you haven't followed Brad, make sure you follow him. If you would like to follow me, my name is just Tannen Grace on Twitch, but it's at the Tannen Grace on Twitter. And if you follow me on there, I'm pretty active. I'm actually kind of addicted to Twitter. I'm one of the people who firmly believes the phrase, I can't believe this site is free. I would actually pay Twitter quite a bit of money per week or month or whatever it would be just to have that service because that site I still can't believe it's free. But if you follow me on there, you can see when I go live for Twitch or whatever, blah blah blah. And you can message me on Twitter, on Twitch, if you find me on Facebook, or you can email me. It's just tannengrace@gmail.com. I've been doing a lot of coaching lately as well, so if you want to get involved in that, We can start setting stuff up right now and getting into the new year, so you can start getting those magic resolutions set up. Like I want to top 8 my first PTQ, RTQ thing next year, whatever they want to call them. I want to top 8 one of these Magic Fest Grand Prix things. I'm going to call everything 7 words because we don't know what it is anymore.
Yeah,
or I need to up my game. I need to up my game on Arena because I want to be one of these top 32 players. So whatever you need help with, I'm here for you. Other people on the show are also offering coaching. So if y'all want coaching from someone other than my beautiful mug, you can ask one of those two as well. So Rudy, where can people find you?
Busy. If you're interested in finding me, you can find me on Twitter at TheNotoriousBZA. If you're interested in hitting me up, as Tannen said, I also offer coaching. I've been doing a little bit of a coaching session with a couple people so far, and it's been really interesting, really exciting. I feel like I'm helping my coachees out. They said that they're enjoying the process so far, so maybe you will enjoy it too. I want people to get better. And I think I actually have the tools to be able to help as well. If you're trying to read my articles, you can read all my articles on coolstuffinc.com. I have an article out every Monday. If you're interested in supporting the Grinders MTG podcast, you can support us at patreon.com/grinderscastmtg. You don't have to support us, but if you do, we do appreciate it. We do offer sending out tokens to all our patrons who are $5 and up. And if you just support us with even just $1, you'll get added to our special patron channel in our Discord. You'll be able to see all our deck lists and have direct access to us as well. If you want to just join our Discord, you can. We do have a Discord. Everyone can free to join. Come hang out. We have memes. We have Brad. We have Tannen. We have lots of fun things going on there. All of us are obviously up generally at different times, so it's a lot of fun. People are pretty much always active. And if you want to find us on Twitter, you can find us at GrindersCastMTG.
Yeah, that's about it, right? Is that all of them? I'm so glad you do that and I don't, by the way.
God, that is a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot. That's why I was saying do me last, because it just makes, my life the easiest to be able to go like, oh, here's my shit. Also, here's the
log spiel. Yeah.
Yeah. But all right. I think that's it for us. And we will catch everyone next week.
Peace.
Yeah.
Fuck. All right, cool.
Did anyone see Dan's comment? Because that was amazing.
I coached someone once. It went well until they realized I wasn't Andrew and he wanted his money back. Is that actually real, or is that like a meme? Because if that's real, that's the funniest thing I've read all day long.
I did see someone once approach Dan and ask him to sign Inkmoth Nexuses, and I thought it was the funniest thing. Like, obviously he said damn when he came up. When the guy walked away for a second to get a Sharpie, I was like, does he know you're not Andrew?
That's funny.
That's actually really great.
Anyway, I will. I'm gonna start my stream, so I'll catch everyone later.
I'm gonna eat some Chick-fil-A and then I'll start my stream.
Yeah, we'll start in just a little bit.
If the cool kids wanna watch me brown Rudy,
I'm actually gonna host Jake, the guy that I was talking about with the first of him stuff.
Sure. Yeah, host Jake instead of one of us, I guess.
Shut up.
All right. Bye, kids. I love you.
Stream for Autism Speaks.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, that's the thing. Autism Speaks. I couldn't remember the name of the program. So, all right. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you all later. Bye bye.
Everyone. That is how.